Oh my God, Nerve DJs?
We break your tracks, not your stacks.
The Vice President of the Southeast Region, DJ SQUIRT.
Station.com, baby. What? You better shout out to them damn Nerve DJs. Why? Because I'm a Nerve DJ. I'm the Vice President, Southeast Region. Get with me, baby. I'm in ATL. Guess what, y'all? I got a new boyfriend. And he's a celebrity. What's up, Headkrack?
What's up, Squirt? How you doing?
Oh my God, oh my God. Headkrack is in the MF building.
Hey.
Hey. Oh my God. All right, you guys. You better get with it because NerveDJs.com is catering to these independent artists. I'm giving you that mainstream feel for the beer budget. Hey, Nerve DJs representing. And I got a new boo. Headkrack.
What up, sweetheart?
I really missed you so much.
I missed you too. We got to do this more often.
Yes. All right, Headkrack. Everybody knows that when you interview with DJ SQUIRT, you have to follow the rules.
Okay.
I got 3 rules for you.
Run them down.
I didn't tell them in advance, so watch this, y'all. Rule number 1, when you enter the studio, because literally you're on the screen, you're in my studio, you belong to DJ SQUIRT.
Okay.
You cool with that?
Cool.
We had babies like 10 years ago you don't know nothing about, but I'll tell you later. All right, boo. Rule number 2. Now that we're in this beautiful relationship, you must send smoke signals, beat on drums, text call. I don't care how you do it, but you need to break up with her.
Okay. Well, I'm the off-the-grid kid for the next 30 minutes plus. So whatever.
Right.
You got me.
Right. Anything after that, ain't worry about it. But you better let her know I'm a fighter, Headkrack.
I can tell by the knuckles.
Thank you, boo. The knuckles, that was cute. Thank you, boo. So check this out. Now that we're in this beautiful relationship, we need to show people that you have to learn to get along. It's about relationships in life and in this game. So we're going to be an example on the screen right now.
Okay.
Everybody knows that when you're in a relationship, if the woman isn't happy, it's not a good relationship, Headkrack.
This is true.
So what we're going to do, I'm going to recite a story to you. At the end of the story, you must tell me how you're going to satisfy me and make me happy.
Okay.
Here are some tips. Tip number 1, DJ SQUIRT has a voice fetish. That makes me happy, and that's your superpower over me. Now, when I finish this story, you have to tell me how you're going to make me happy. You have to describe what you're going to do using your voice.
Okay.
And you must say my name, okay?
Okay.
It's all about creativity. Here you go. We took a weekend away in a cabin on a hill. 2 nights, 3 days. Woo! Anything you can think of, Headkrack, we did that. Hey. Okay. So, into the little power hour we had those 2 or 3 days. 3rd day we wake up, we're bosses, got to get back to that money. Oh my God, Headkrack. We're stuck in this cabin. It's like 20 feet of snow outside. We can't go nowhere. Your girlfriend done got an attitude. You have to put up with me the whole next day by ourselves, stuck in this cabin with my attitude. So by the end of the night, this is the scene. You're trying to make me happy. We're sitting on a bearskin rug, sitting in front of the fireplace. You done pour me a little wine. You like, okay, boo. Like you like really sick of me right now. Like you can't stand me. Sipping on this wine, but I ain't got no clothes on. But I'm playing hard to get here, right?
Okay.
So you need to tell me what you're gonna say and what you're gonna do to make me happy.
Well, DJ Squirt, at this point, we gotta do our best to finesse, right? I mean, it's cold outside. What can we do, right? So, depending on, you said you're a boss, so bosses are always on their feet, moving around, making things happen, moving the money around. So your feet are probably killing you at this point in the game. So, you've been sipping on your wine and whatnot, and I feel like, massaging the feet can help, move the, all the little cannabinoids around that, that trigger dope emotions within the body, once you start drinking wine. Cannabinoids is probably the wrong word. That actually has everything to do with marijuana, but hey, it's role play, right? So, at the end of the day, after that feet rub, after I get you relaxed, all of a sudden you ain't gonna be mad at me no more. Because it's cold outside, your bones is probably aching. Then after that, we could use some internal heat from inside the room to melt the snow outside, if you know what I mean.
Oh, wow. I see what I call you, Headkrack.
Open mind.
Smart as ever. But guess what, Headkrack?
What?
I think that will work.
Well, let's get it.
You have just been.
You in there, Headkrack? Dope.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much for playing in my little madness. I think it's fun. Okay?
It is fun.
All right. Before we get started, Pumpkin, like everybody doesn't know your social media, but give it to them anyway.
Yo, easy to find everywhere. HEADKRACK. That's Instagram. That's YouTube. That's SoundCloud. That's Twitter.
Teach them how to do that branding, boo. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
All right, Headkrack. What I like to do with the NerveDJs, we are global. We're all over the world. NerveDJs is one of the largest coalitions in the world, and we do more. Hey, we're teaching, educating, and we're moving by example. Okay?
Okay.
I asked everyone the same 6 questions to show their personalities and be some type of inspiration to someone else so that we could be, helping our community. So, if they love you, they will support you. And once they get to know what you're about and where you're from, it brings like a new horizon to people of you, It's inspiring. All right, so for you, question number 1, Headkrack. What city and state are you from?
Well, I'm originally from the Bronx, New York, but I'm very nomadic, so I've lived in other places as well. I've also lived in Yonkers. I've also lived in Harlem. I've also lived in Dallas, Texas. I lived in Carrollton. And currently right now I reside and lay my hat down in Atlanta, Georgia.
Mixture there. So
yeah, we've never all been photographed at the same time. There's always one person missing. But, but the love is still there. Thank God for social media, Facebook, and the occasional family get-together. But we've never all been in the same room. There's always one person absent.
That's still cool. I say that because a lot of children grow up with siblings in the household, and it does shape your personality, depending on who you have to deal with, what number child you are, what authorities and responsibilities you have as a child. So, in the household again, were you the only one in the household?
No, listen, I was the oldest, and I had a younger sister that lived with me most of my life.
There you go.
And it was interesting because, when we was growing up, I always hated having her around in the beginning because, because as a boy, you want to hang out with your friends and do things with your homeboys. But there came a time, where we both realized that, hey, there's a lot of times where we all we got. Yep. And at that point in time, we never fought again. And our bond changed into something beautiful that still continues to this day. And that goes with all my sisters too. And all my brothers as well. Like, boys be different. We may not jump on the phone as much as we need to. And we might just keep everything text for a while or, Facebook, social media. But, we all have such a genuine love and support for each other. It's amazing. Even though we all didn't grow up in the same household.
Right. That's cool. So I'm going to have to get along with your sisters if I want twins, right?
Yeah. They're like a little gang. So, yeah.
I gotta get along with them. Okay. Hey. All right. agree. Mom and dad in the home. I'm sorry, I think you just said that. Was it just mom?
No, so like my mom and dad were together till I was about 7, and then they separated, and then that's when my life just got crazy and interesting. So I always had access to both until recently when my mom passed. But I'm part of a village. I had stepmoms, I had a stepdad, and then I'm tight with all these people to this day.
Awesome. You did very good with the challenges you had as a child, with all the siblings and the difference. You did great.
But challenges are kind of like, is it really a challenge?
True.
Because like when difficult is the norm, and I say difficult in air quotes, you life is what it is, and life was what it was. So I knew no other way. So I never really saw anything as a challenge. This was just my life. Now, to someone on the outside who maybe had a little bit more of a picture perfect life, it's like, man, how did you do it? Not knowing which city you was gonna live in from year to year. To me, that was part of the adventure. That was part of the adventure for me, because every year, I get to run with an older version of my old friends, and have new adventures, and then go back to the other city that I just left and do the same thing with with them. So I think it kind of benefited me in a lot of ways.
I think that has a lot to do with your intelligence level. You had to redesign yourself each time, reevaluate. You got used to that. Like, that's dope. I'm just trying to figure you out. I want to see what our kids gonna act like. Anyway.
Okay, well, thank you.
Okay, so tell me this. You already said how much you moved around. How was school for you?
School for me was fun. I was one of those kids, once I got into high school, that was probably one of those ones that say like, yo, he's only the way he is because he's bored. Not saying that I was disruptive, but I'm in school doing everything but schoolwork, because I'm banging out the schoolwork early. And sometimes I would strategically get in school suspension so I can like work on rhymes and do other things while I'm in school.
Let me help me. You intentionally got detention so that you can sit and write rhymes.
Yeah.
That is dope.
Because, like when you in class, you gotta like do the class and work on other things at the same time. That wasn't really fun for me. Like, because I would plow through everything. Because even the honors classes were easy because of the types of honors classes I was taking. Like I was taking honors government. How much harder can you make government? You really can't. At least not at the school I went to.
You plateaued. No, I get it. You plateaued that. I get it. You probably, a lot of these kids, people don't pay. If you pay attention to your kids, you can see everything that they're about, their personalities before they're 5. You can see that. So
like I was so ready to like graduate and be out of there. And the crazy thing is, I graduated a year younger than most of my people. Not a year early, but like I got, like my parents like forged some documents and got me in school early. So, because I had a late birthday. So if they was following the rules, and thank God they didn't, I would have went to school. Yeah, I would have went to school a year later. Probably would have had a whole different crew of friends. And I really truly feel like my life would have probably turned out differently if I didn't meet the people in the pattern that I met them. That's
awesome. You love school. That's awesome.
No, I tolerated school. I used school as a place of business and friendship and team building.
Okay, there you go. Hey, that's a good way to look at it. I've never looked at it that way. You go.
Because what do you really take with you in the real world that you learn from school? And not to discredit the school system, but most of the things that you really utilize later on as an adult, it's all common sense and street smarts and and living.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't prepare me for 6 months to take some standardized tests that's not going to affect me once I leave that room.
That's true.
The system is flawed. And fast forward 5 years, different things will matter in the classroom. True. Which once again goes to show you that a lot of things that they're teaching kids in school is really just busy work, just to give them something to do, because the curriculum's changed. Yeah,
it's all about money. It's all about money. That's another reason why I started the school that I started. We've been through a lot of things as children, and they cannot seem to adapt and cope to this corporate environment that's made in society for them to live in.
Right.
No. So give them some insight, live as an example, show them some things, let them learn about themselves, and use that information to apply it to what they want to do with their life. So that's what it's about. I can't wait to meet you when I get that together. I met you, but you know what I mean. You know, we got kids. What am I talking about? Okay, so. All right, so school was great. Everybody, and all the artists that I have met, or people that are dopely successful, they have had some type of insight or inspiration in their lives that made them decide to move in the fashions that they move and be successful how they are. Now, is there a particular incident or a person of inspiration or something that inspired you to be Headkrack?
I wouldn't say there was a person, a place, or a thing. I mean, I would say living in the Bronx definitely molded my rap ability and my knowledge of hip hop. Because especially when I was living with my grandmother, like me and my grandmother lived in a really not great neighborhood. You know, it was one of those neighborhoods that was like really dope if you moved there. Like
that was the most creative places to bring in or see the things that are going on. It's really like, I grew up in the suburbs. So when you get to the hood, I call it the hood, it's like, wow, you learn. It's weird. It's very backwards. I don't know if you can relate. You are a Headkrack.
No, I can relate because I would be in the hood, and then on alternate years I would be in the suburbs. So I'm using all the game that I get from the hood to get over on people in the suburbs. Like I'm shooting dice. I'm shooting dice in government. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm taking their money in the lunchroom. I'm using my my school lunch tickets because we have prepaid lunch. So I'm using my prepaid lunch tickets as money, and I'm gambling with that, and using that to get the things that I wanted because you know, my mom wasn't one of the type of mothers who would buy me a pair of sneakers every 6 months, and I think it was because I didn't ask her. Like I was one of those kids who hated going school shopping because I wanted toys. And oddly enough, by the time you're in high school, you're not really playing with toys, but the toys evolve. Now your toy is a game system. Now your toy is, you know, your toy is maybe you want a stereo system or jam box. I wanted recording equipment and a couple cross-color outfits. You know what I mean? Like
I was cross-colors.
Yeah, I was wild easy, man.
Yeah.
And me and my best friend, we used to go to the mall. He used to have this place called Jeans West. And they used to have the jeans 2 for $30 or like 2 for $45 for like the premium stuff. And like, yo, we would just like put our money together that we made from gambling throughout the week. And like, all right, cool, this week we gonna rock the tops. I cop the jeans, whoop-de-whoop. Cause everybody wears stuff baggy anyway, so it all flowed. You know what I'm saying?
You was team building at an early age there, Headkrack. But that's all right. That's dope.
Work the system.
Yeah, because you do a little bit of everything. Radio, TV, like, run through some of the things for some of our young people that might need to hear the things that you do.
Well, at the end of the day, like, you know, in the world we live in now, you can't necessarily rest your laurels on one thing. So you have to create multiple streams of income. So there's the radio component that I do. There's the TV component called Dish Nation, what I do. Then there's the music side of what I do, where I do music under the name of Headkrack as well as my group, the Bodega Brothers. Then there's the live comedy mixtape project that I do, which is a traveling comedy show that infuses hip hop and comedy. And then there is the things that I'm working on for the near future, like in like quiet streams of income. Like I do interviews, I post the interviews on YouTube, and granted, I'm not making $100,000 a year off of this, but the money slowly trickles in.
It will.
So yeah, like the more content you put on YouTube and monetize your channel, the more money you get over a long run. It's about, the farm theory, what I like to call it. The more cows you have out there in the field making money for you, the more milk you're gonna produce. So granted, you got to have a lot of cows out there. So
that's a dope analogy.
Thank you.
Got milk.
Trying to get
that.
Millions of gallons.
That is a dope analogy. Awesome. That's a good way probably for some youngsters to look at this and think about it. They want everything quick now. Yesterday, it's crazy. They want it now.
Nothing's quick and nothing's now.
No.
It may look that way, but you're seeing a snapshot of a bigger picture.
Exactly. That's another reason why I do what I do. I like to make them get to know you, so they can see the real deal and get the real understanding, understand the person they're looking at, to know that you're the same person that they are now. You were. You get it?
Indeed. Yes.
So that's why I do this. Awesome. You are the man. Tell Ricky Smiley and tell Portia and the Brat I said what's up.
Will do.
Hey, now, I love it. So you just gave me everything you're about to come up with. I don't have a question for you on that end. But
just make up one off the top of your head.
I do have my $1 million question.
Come with it.
Actually, it's my $30 million question. I ask artists all this all the time because a lot of these youngsters are fighting and breaking their necks to get that paper. They want to get that paper to do what? Feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You getting some artists that are so dope, $80 million, $100 million, and they waste it because they don't organize. They don't have a plan. They don't think. What if? They don't do that extra that you need to do to be successful. So I love to ask this question because even when they're young like that and they don't get the question right or they're not thinking right, it helps them to think right. So, Headkrack, ready?
Ready.
You wake up tomorrow and you have $30 million in the bank because DJ SQUIRT was trucking at Magic City and she blessed you. What you gonna do with it?
You gotta take that money and invest it. You know, at the end of the day, don't put your money into anything that's gonna cost you money to maintain. Some people jump completely out the window, get the huge mansion, but don't realize that, hey, you gotta pay taxes on that. So granted, you know, the house may be paid for, but can you continuously hustle to cover the taxes that's going to cost to have that big crib? Also, I'm not going to buy a bunch of stupid jewelry either. That stuff depreciates, and you know who sets the value? The jewelry and diamond, like, commission. Like,
they can change it whenever they want to.
Yeah, like, diamonds are truly cheap rocks, and you can look at it as a, oh, I just paid $50,000 for this chain, so it's going to be worth 75. No. Okay? No.
Not after tomorrow.
And not after tomorrow. If the economy collapses, your chain is worth nothing. Exactly. Congratulations on you and your shiny rocks. So really, you got to look at the things that people are interested in and where, like, you know, society is going and invest in those things. Like, literally, like, download apps like Robinhood, download apps like E-Trade, and learn about stocks. Because there are a lot of things that you may use on a daily basis that can make you
money. I invested in hemp.
See, and that's smart. Like, it's the Wild Wild West right now. So, you know, it's not easy for one person to just jump up and be like, yo, I'm gonna get me a grower's license and be in the legal game. But maybe you can start an investment group of people who can put in, you know, maybe this person could do 5,000. Maybe this person could do 10,000. Maybe you know somebody who got, you know, 75, they trying to dump into something. Even if it's a smaller scale, a lot of times we compete with ourselves and we don't have to. When we can work together and achieve the similar goals. So invest.
I always say that. I tell the young artists this, especially if you think you're so dope and you see someone else that's just as dope, you don't get camaraderie with them, you align with them. Now, they're dope, you're dope, and you guys come together, you be so dope that they don't see nobody but you two. But everybody's so stuck on themselves. It's just sad. And thank you for saying that. You know what? I think I love you more than I did yesterday.
Oh, man, well, I did my job then.
Oh, my God. We got to get like 3 kids out of me. 3.
Okay.
All right, we're going to work on that, Headkrack.
Let's start our engines.
That is so dope. Thank you so much for taking your time out for me today.
Thank you.
And we love you. Are you coming to NerveDJs this year?
Man, I have a lot of like just crazy things on opposite sides of the country happening that weekend, and I'm trying to figure it out. I really want to be there. And if I miss this one, I'm going to make sure I definitely don't miss the next one because I had a blast last year.
You were here with me right now. That's all that I care about. I'm just kidding. NerveDJs, I'm just playing. Okay. Awesome. Oh my God, Headkrack, you are so awesome. You're inspiration. You know, I follow you, I watch you, I share everything. I tell everybody I know him. You know? So thank you again for taking your time out and getting Squirtified. You're certified now, boo.
Extra drip.
Yes. Well, before we go, again, for anybody who may be watching this that's not aware, you know, some people are not aware, go ahead and give them your social media.
Well, go ahead, pull up on that right there. It's HEADKRACK. That's Twitter, that's YouTube, that's SoundCloud, that is Instagram. Hit me up. I hit back, and I'll look forward to meeting everybody.
Hey now. All right, you guys. It's been another dope-ass interview with one of my new boyfriends, Headkrack. He's in the MF building with them damn Nerve DJs. Best promotions, best everything. We're one of the largest worldwide Nerve DJs. Make sure you download my app. I'm on Google Play, iTunes devices, urbancityradiostations.com for the independent artists. Also, if you want to get your music listened to by over 3,000 DJs, make sure you log on to NerveDJsMixtapes.com and submit your music. All right, now. Woo! All right. Thank you. Good night. All right.
You're listening to UrbanCityRadioStation.com, the hottest indie station in the nation.
You're gonna need more than your talent for this one. You got your nerve, and I got my DJs. NerveDJs.com.
Only the best of the best can make it to this indie show. If you don't make it to this show,
It's your girl Rose
then just be laughing at you.
with DJ SQUIRT.
It's the best damn radio show. It's the best of the best in the earth. Live on UrbanCityRadioStations.com, the hottest station in the nation.
You're listening to UrbanCityRadioStation.com, the hottest indie station in the